Have we started?
Yeah, we should be live.
Yeah.
Excellent connection. Hello. It'll load in a sec. Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
There we are. Lovely. Welcome.
Hello.
We don't need that. There we go. It's not cyberpunk anymore, is it?
Yeah, it looks cool.
There's no one watching, so let's just chill for a minute. Huh? Yeah. Oh, can you put something out on Twitter and the whatnot and let people know what we're doing? Hey, we do have someone watching.
Hello.
Perfect. Hello, not Yashin. If you're not Yashin, who are you?
That was such a dad joke.
I know, I'm a dad. I'm allowed. When you get to my age and you get kids, mate, you're allowed to throw these jokes left, right, and centre. So we are here. Oh, let me put a light on. We're a bit dark, aren't we?
We're a bit dark.
Where's the light switch?
That's a good question, that is.
Where is the light switch?
Where it be? I do not know.
Oh, there it is.
Hey, right in front of us. It'll work.
Oh, does it not? You unplugged it?
I haven't unplugged nothing.
Someone's unplugged it.
Not me.
Oh,
I
well.
don't think. Might
That'll
have
go in here. There you are.
Prepared as always. Here we are.
Bright.
That is pretty bright.
So, today we are coming to you live from Manchester, as always. And we're going to talk about a virtual build. We seem to be getting a lot of questions of people asking, like, you know, what should I buy for Christmas for my PC or whatever. So I thought I'd do some virtual build videos and talk you through some parts. So if you go, first of all, you can either get the parts that we're going to talk about in this video from the description in the video, or if you want some more information, you can go over to wepc.com. And we have a PC builds section. Just click on that, and then there's lots of information there of different builds that you can do. But today we are going to talk about the $300 build, the parts that are in that, and then if you come back to WePC later on in the week, we'll have a how to build video, not of this particular PC, but everything that we say should apply to that as well. So should we get into it?
Yeah, let's go.
So, probably like the most important thing in your PC is your CPU or GPU. This doesn't have a GPU though. We've gone with a 3200G. And this has the Vega 8 graphics. So how does that work between like not having a GPU but still having Vega 8 graphics?
Well, it's an APU, so it's integrated graphics into the chip. It's got a processing chip and a graphics chip in it, so it's basically just it kills two birds with one stone. It does your graphical processing,
Yeah.
and your CPU, so your general processing. Basically, what an APU is just two graphics card and CPU fused together. It's less expensive, of course, but it's not going to be as good as your dedicated GPU.
Well, that's it, isn't it? Like, obviously, this is a budget build. We're looking to spend $300. We're never going to get a graphics card and a CPU, but this is like that perfect go-between. Obviously, you're not going to be playing ultra settings, ultra ray tracing in like Watch Dogs or Cyberpunk or whatever.
If only.
Yeah,
If only.
with an APU that's like $100.
I wouldn't be trying to buy a 3080 if you could do that.
Yeah.
So just save
But
me
you still get a
$700.
decent, like for me, with this in like low settings, you probably still get a decent frame rate. You probably still get a decent gaming experience. But you have to. The reality is, if you're on a budget build, you're getting a budget game experience, which means low settings. It'll still be fun. You'll still follow a story. You're probably not gonna be playing like CS:GO or Fortnite or anything like competitively. But yeah, I mean something like, I don't know, Tomb Raider or whatever would probably be pretty good.
Maybe a low.
Yeah, low
Crank it
settings.
way
Everything has to
down.
be low settings with this.
1080p maybe.
Yeah.
Like you could probably push for like 720p high.
Yeah.
Maybe if you're not too bothered about resolution.
Yeah, but you'll still get a good gameplay experience out of a Ryzen 3200G. But you have to just have that reality that you're never going to get ultra settings out of this thing.
Definitely on a budget. I mean, you can always. It's kind of like a budget build to me with an APU is kind of like a means to an end. You want a game on PC, but you don't have all the money to get everything you want.
Yeah,
so you buy an APU to put a graphics card in later because it'll work fine then.
Yeah.
As long as you remember to plug your HDMI cable into your graphics card. And not
So
your
essentially,
motherboard.
you start with this build, you spend $300 to begin with, you start with this build, you get your APU, and then later on down the line, when you've got a little bit more money, you can add to it, which is the beauty of PC gaming at the end of the day.
Exactly.
That's what you kind of want from your PC gaming. Manny saying, what up? Sup, Manny? And Ethan, yo. Thanks for joining us, guys. We're in the UK, Manchester, UK, just talking about a budget build if you're thinking of buying yourself a new PC build for Christmas. Okay, so we're pretty much settled on the 3200G. That's about $100.
It's got some bundles with it as well.
Yeah, there's some bundles there as well.
That worth exploring. 169. How much is it? How much is it on its own? $99.
Yeah. And then we're looking at. Is this a $300 build?
Ish.
Yeah,
probably,
I mean, that's
probably
only,
was when it was put together.
Yeah. Ish.
Oh, that's a beautiful case.
That one there, the thermal take. Oh, sorry, fractal design. Yeah.
It's very retro.
I mean, let's just. What's that? That's 82 for your B 450M.
Yeah.
Paul the Gaming Beast, very ripped. Thanks, Brennan.
Swole boy. That's what it
Funny
was.
you.
Swole boy.
Okay, so with this, there are some bundles there. Like there's the gigabyte you can get for just like an extra $52. But I guess those bundles kind of like come and go.
They do, yeah.
We never know when they're going to be there or not there.
They tend to put them together with stock that don't sell as well as other things.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it might be different when you come back to it in a month.
It's only
or
got
so.
2 slots in that as well.
Yeah, that's not what you want, in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay, let's move to the ASRock B450M. So I guess the difference between this and buying that in a bundle is you can see that you've got 4 slots for. Oh, is that? Someone's trying to talk to us on there. You've got 4 slots for your RAM. Oh man. And oh my god, why does this keep popping up? Go away.
It's all the YouTube notifications.
Is
there
it?
we go, we're done.
Yes. Yeah, 4 available slots for your RAM, and then down here you can see that there's 2 sort of PCIe slots for.
It'll be a 16X and an 8X probably.
Yeah, but you can get your GPU in there, right? And then what, like a sound card or something like that?
Yeah, capture card, anything like that.
Yeah,
will do. It's got your 2 M.2 drives as well in there, M.2 slots. So and it's got 4 RAM slots as well, which is nice, up to 64 gig probably.
Yeah, well, I mean, with this particular build, it's like we were saying just earlier. This particular build, we're recommending 2 sticks of RAM. But by having a motherboard that supports 4, it means in the future you can add to that and build upon it.
Precisely. Yeah.
Underpen is saying, why 8 watching, you deserve more. We only just started doing live streams, to be honest. We started doing live streams a couple of weeks ago, so I don't think people realise that we're doing them yet. Tell your friends about us. Really.
Bump us up a bit.
Yeah, but we'll keep doing them. Hopefully they'll grow and grow. But yeah, so that's the... I'm not using ASRock. Have you built on one then before?
Yeah, probably.
Are they good?
They're alright. Like budget motherboards tend to be like 6 of one, half dozen of the other. They basically all do the same thing, but ASRock make a lot of boards. They make a lot of good products.
Yeah.
Same with Gigabyte. They tend to be like your budget-oriented board down the bottom end. They're always good boards. Never had a problem with a motherboard really, to be honest.
Yeah, I guess it's.
I mean, I've never really abused one, but I did get one with a bent RGB connector once.
All right.
So it wasn't that important, but it was to me. It means my PC wouldn't light up.
Things to sort of be aware of in a motherboard is, like we say, like how many RAM slots it's got, how many PCIe slots it's got, but even things like how many SATA slots it's got.
Yeah.
Has it got M.2 drive? Sometimes they come with 1, sometimes they come with 2 slots. This one as well, it looks like the I/O shield isn't pre-installed, so you'd have to then install an I/O shield. It's just all like little things like this that you just need to be sort of aware of with a budget option. You know, you're not going to get as many things as with the more expensive option. But as long as you are smart with it, you can still make it upgradable in the future.
I do like boards with a installed IO shield.
Yeah,
Have you ever cut yourself on an IO shield?
No, but I can see why people do.
It hurts.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
they're not fun, are they?
It's the PC equivalent of a paper cut.
The PC equivalent of a paper cut
It's
is
horrible.
an IO shield.
No,
cut.
it's horrible. It is horrible because them little like flappy pins on the end of it, you can easily put one of them through your
Oh,
finger.
Slime's back with us. Hope you remember my funny name, of course. Mr.
course,
Slime.
Mr. Slime.
Back in the live chat with us. Thanks for coming. Brennan's saying, should I wait for the new Ryzen processors and the 3080 to get back in stock, or should I just buy like an i7 and a 2060? I mean, do you want a game today, tomorrow, or in 6 months' time? I mean, I think the reality that we all have to face with the new Ryzen processors and the graphics card situation is it could be 2 months, it could be 3 months, it could be 6 months before we see stock levels get to where they should be. Yeah, the reality of 2020 is it's been a terrible year for everything, and also a terrible year for stock levels when it comes to PC parts. It's like I was chatting with Will. He was saying that every year, every launch is always a paper launch, but there's at least some stock out there. But this year it was literally a paper launch, and there was no stock anywhere. And like I read, I think I said before, but I read something that there was literally like 35 6800 XTs or something in Sweden.
Sweden,
the entire country of Sweden had like 35 GPUs. It's just like, that is a joke, isn't it? Well, Scan UK, Scan is one of the biggest suppliers of PC parts in the UK, and they had five 6900s.
Yep.
It's just crazy.
But we are getting one tomorrow though, so that's all.
Yeah, we are getting one finally, weeks later.
I know, I'm just worried it'll be like a year till they get back in stock. Well, I mean, that's always a possibility. I doubt it'll be a year.
What games are you playing though?
Yeah, because 20 series DLSS 1.0 is not good.
Yeah.
I mean, you might not need DLSS if you're getting a 20 series or a 3080, but we've been doing a lot of testing in Cyberpunk, and DLSS 1.0 versus 2.0 makes a massive difference.
Yeah, 2.0 is way better, isn't it?
It's honestly,
night and day,
yeah, it really is.
I mean, the thing is, you could buy a 2060 right now, game on it for a few months, and then sell it when you get your 3080. What have you got right now though? Like, if you've got like a 1050 or a 1080 or something.
Trying to play Cyberpunk and Modern Warfare, yeah, you're gonna want to wait to the 3080, buddy. I'd say that.
Yeah.
I have a 2080 and the game's unplayable. Well, it's not unplayable, it's just not a great experience.
Yeah. Yeah, what are you playing on right now? What's your graphics card now on your CPU now? 580. Oh yeah, that's going to struggle with Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I mean, we benchmarked the 570 and the 590 today, which is sort of in between there, but it doesn't do well.
Ramathula is saying hi, buddy. Hello.
What's up?
Thanks for joining. Should we get back into it? So this is our sort of $300 budget build that we're talking about right now, and this is the motherboard that we're sort of recommending, which is the ASRock B450M Pro 4. If you go into the description in this video, there's links to all of these things, so you can have a look at them there as well. So that's the 3200G CPU ASRock B450M Pro 4. Moving on to the RAM. I've not used this before, but you said you did, right?
I said no.
Oh, no?
No.
Okay.
I've heard of them.
I think this is a recommendation from Sean, to be fair. But yeah, usually if you've heard of them, or if one of us has heard of them, they're probably pretty good. If we've not heard of them, then they're probably terrible.
I've never owned any of their stuff, but Alloy, I don't know how you say it properly. Ollie. I
don't know, man. Because these are capitals, and this is like a little letter. What is that?
It's a Y.
But I mean, like, why would it be like cap? I don't know.
I don't know either. But I mean, it's 16 gig to 8 gig sticks, so it's dual channel. So you're going to be able to access both of them sticks at the same time, which is good for bandwidth reasons. It's 2666, which isn't brilliant, but again, it's a budget-oriented build. You can always upgrade that in the future.
Yeah.
I personally recommend like over 3,000 megahertz. But
what is it? It's 2666. Yeah, but this is what we were saying before. Like, this is a $300. So like we're targeting like $300 with this build, and you're probably not going to get 3,000 or 3,200 megahertz on this sort of a budget of like what, $54. Like, you need to sort of, I think when you are going with a PC build that is very, very budget, you need to almost accept that you need to be playing with like low settings. You're probably not going to be editing like videos or whatever very quickly, I guess, with this sort of build. You have to sort of like take a few hits, and then in the future, probably like quite quickly, if you're using AMD as well, you probably want to go to like a 3,000 megahertz sticks of RAM. I mean,
yeah, definitely.
That's probably one of the first things I'd upgrade, to be fair. If I was going to upgrade
it will help your CPU quite a lot.
Yeah. Rahumathula. I hope I'm saying your name right. Ramathula. What are you, my friend? English?
Yeah. Northern.
Geordie is what they call me.
People ask me if I'm Scottish a lot.
People ask you if you're Scottish.
Mm-hmm.
Not the accent's not quite Scottish.
It's not
but
Scottish.
Yeah.
No, it's not. I've had Irish before as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Okay, so there's no RGB or anything on these, but it's quite a cool design, I guess.
It looks quite nice. It's quite a nice heatsink design, I suppose. It looks alright.
Remember when sticks of RAM never used to have like a heatsink design on them, and it was just like literally
the green
stick.
PCB.
Yeah, terrible. But that's a 2-pack, and essentially with this board here, you've got your 4 slots there. They'll probably be going into like slot 2 and slot 4, and then you've got 2 slots that have got nothing in them, and then you can add to that later on, or replace these later on as you see fit.
You can, definitely.
So you need somewhere to save your games, save all your rubbish, SSD. Gone with an a SATA sort of internal SSD instead of M.2 or whatever that we tend to use. I mean, that's what we tend to use in our computers, is the M.2 ones, because they're dead quick. But again, for a budget build, this is solid. How much is it? It's only like, oh no, it's not even available. No.
Oh yeah, but to be fair, like there's one there for 120. What's that? 240 gigs. There's another one there for $36.
Yeah.
And that is.
What's this?
Faster?
240.
That's 240.
Yes, slightly faster. I think.
I mean, it's SATA 6 gigs, so.
Sure, look at that one. Yeah, there you go. 3683.
Only one left.
There's only one left of these, so if you want to get it now.
Yeah, go and get it.
Ramatula saying I am Sri Lankan. Nice. Where is Sri Lanka? I don't even know, man.
Don't ask me. I failed geography in school.
Yeah, I didn't really do well that
Don't
stuff.
ask me. I know what a longshore drift is, but I don't know where Sri Lanka is.
You know what longshore drift is?
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
It's a geography thing.
Alright. Back to PCs. Yeah. AirData. I rate AirData. Are they owned by XPG, or the XPG owns them?
I'm not sure which way around it is,
Yeah.
but there's definitely something going on there.
So I recently had an unboxing video of an XPG laptop, and it was like okay, to be fair. I thought it was okay, but the AirData memory stick that's like had like a terabyte AirData M.2 SSD in it, which was like awesome. I actually quite highly rate AirData hard drives and memory. I think they do a really good job on them. I've never been let down by AirData. They've always been dead solid, and they're always quite quick as well. So I think that's probably a bit of a steal at just 3683.
Yeah, 240 gig, it's pretty big. It's big enough to put Windows on a couple of games, so it's fast as well. It's 520 megabytes a second read. Not sure what the write speed is, it doesn't say.
Yeah. I think the reality though, you're probably not putting Cold War on there because it's massive. But you could get a few games on there.
Yeah, a couple of smaller ones. Like you will probably be aiming to play the smaller games, like Terraria, Minecraft sort of thing.
Yeah.
On a budget PC because it can do it.
You know what though, kids love Minecraft. Like if you were buying a PC for your kid, and you don't want to spend a lot of money, you get them a $300 build and just get them playing Minecraft.
Never mind the kids, I like Minecraft. I ray trace it and everything.
Really?
Yeah, ray
I've never
trace
played it with
Minecraft.
ray trace. I was playing it on when was it? About 3 or 4 weeks ago. It's like playing like 8-bit.
It's just
something.
peaceful.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
sometimes
it
you don't
is.
want to run around and shoot stuff, you know?
That's what I want to do all the time.
Sometimes I just want to build some. I don't know.
You know what I started playing yesterday with my daughter? My daughter's like 2.5, and I downloaded Untitled Goose Game.
I love that thing.
You just run around as a goose, like
Yeah.
shouting at people,
Yeah,
and
honking,
squawking.
yeah.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Yeah,
She thought it was hilarious.
My girlfriend calls me a goose because I sound like one when I laugh. So yeah, I've got that too.
So yeah, so this is 240 gigabytes. The reality is you're not going to get 100 games on this, but it'll do for a first $300 PC.
Absolutely, yeah.
Should we go PSU before case?
Yeah.
PSUs. So there's what's this? There's modular, non-modular,
Semi-modular.
semi-modular.
Yeah.
This is modular. Is that right?
No, not modular.
Non-modular. Sorry. What's the difference between them?
Well, you've got your non-modular, which has every cable imaginable plumbed into the power supply. You can't move it; it's there. So that's your PCIe cables, your what they called, you like Molex and like SATA power cables, and your
So all the cables are already there.
everything, absolutely everything.
It means that the reality is some of those cables will get used, some of them won't get used, but every cable you need is already in there.
Semi-modular.
What's this? Acpros, can I stream? Please say, can I stream? Can I stream? Why are you shouting, man?
Chili beans.
What you mean on this build that we're talking about now? Can you stream?
I wouldn't say so.
I mean, probably not. Maybe like 360p or something like that.
Yeah, but there just becomes a point where it's like pointless, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, this is, we're not sort of trying to build a streaming PC right now. This is just sort of like looking at a very basic $300 build for like a low settings build essentially.
Yeah, just your budget. But we will get into like some higher end PCs in the coming days.
Yeah. Corey's saying, yo, what's
Yo.
up, Corey? Thanks for joining us, mate.
But yeah, semi-modular is basically where your 12-pin power connector and your CPU power connector are plumbed into the power supply. Sometimes a couple more cables, but usually just them.
Yeah,
And the rest of them are modular, so you can plug them in as you need them. It's a lot less cable management,
yeah.
and it's just nicer. They tend to be a bit cheaper than fully modular ones. And fully modular is just everything you can plug in.
Yeah. So you don't like, you have to like have separate cables that you plug in, and yeah, it means it's not all already
like,
in there.
It doesn't really matter. Like you can still get just as high capacity power supplies that are non-modular as you can that are fully modular. It's just
Yeah.
with like fully modular, you get the opportunity to use like custom cables and stuff like that. And that's the appeal there. They're quite
Yeah.
enthusiast, but for like general use, I'd say that like maybe semi-modular, but for budget, you're only going to be able to get non-modular really.
Brennan is saying, would you guys consider a 1750 build 3070 and Ryzen 5900X? What games you trying to play?
Bold of you to assume we'd be able to get a 3070 for under 1.7k at the minute.
Yeah, I mean,
Scalpers.
yeah, I don't think I've seen a 30. I mean, I've not seen a 3070 on sale anywhere in the UK.
Well,
Maybe Scan's got them now.
there's a 3080 on eBay for 1.5k.
Jesus, man, that's just like, it's crazy how much people are charging for this stuff. I saw PS5 on where was it? It must have been eBay, and that was about $2,500. I was just like, are you mad?
But people
Who's
will
paying
pay
that?
it. People will pay it.
Just wait. I know it sucks, but just wait.
People will
You
pay
are
it.
making these scalpers worse. I mean, are you asking us, is 1,750 a good price? Or are you asking us,
I think he wants
does
us to
that
build one.
GPU and CPU work for you? Or are you asking us to build
I
one
think
for
he
you?
wants us to build one with a 3070 Ryzen 9 5900X and match the other parts to fit that budget.
Yeah, I mean, so today we're talking budget builds, but if you come back to us on Wednesday, we'll be talking high-end builds. So we'll do a high-end one for you then.
Oh no, you guys don't have to build. We don't mean build as in like actually build it physically. I mean build it as if we're doing now for the
virtual
budget
parts
one.
lists.
Yeah, virtual.
Yeah. How's your day? Going pretty good. It's a bit dark here now though.
It's a bit dark, yeah.
I only have 700. I mean, you can get this for $700. This is a £300 or $300 build we're talking about. Brennan's playing Cyberpunk and Modern Warfare. I mean, you've been doing testing with Cyberpunk on the 3070 all week, haven't you?
Yeah.
Well, lots of different GPUs. What's the 3070 like? I think, is there the video's on WPC Benchmarks now, isn't it?
Is the video up for 3070?
3070 video up, yeah. Let me put a link to WPC Benchmarks for you. We've literally just uploaded the Cyberpunk. Let me find it. Hang on, I can just go there, can't I?
You can. Ooh, 275.
Oh, it keeps going up and down that. Here we go. Copy. Here is a link to WPC Benchmarks. Go have a look at the Cyberpunk benchmarking video on the 3070. There's a 3080 one there too for you. And don't forget to subscribe to WPC Benchmarks, please.
Yeah, no worries.
3060 being pretty easy to get. Where are you based, Glorious? What are all the components for? I mean, we can carry on going through the 300 build in a second. Yeah, cool. So, we're talking a $300 build, PSU.
Thank you very much.
Fully modular. Fully modular?
Not much.
Non-modular. Damn. It's 430 watts, which is probably fine for this build.
Yeah.
But when you start to add like GPUs and other things,
Yeah, well, you definitely won't be able to put a 3080 or a 3090 in it because
No.
I think the 3090 TDP is like 390 watts.
yeah, so that
So
leaves
it's
you
gonna-
with like 40 watts for everything else, which
Yeah,
is just not enough.
going to work.
And this is one of the things you need to consider when you're building a PC. Is like in the future, I want to add to it. I want to buy different things, and how is that going to affect my power usage? And because I mean, if you want to upgrade this, probably the first thing that you're going to need to upgrade is the power supply. If you want to put a GPU in there,
Yeah.
so it ends up costing you a little bit more, but should be fine.
There's an easy way to calculate it as well. A lot of people get confused and have a lot of questions as to
Yeah.
what power supply should I use. So you can go online and go onto a PSU calculator.
We have one on VPC.
We
Pretty
do?
sure we do. Yeah, yeah.
PSU, there you go, power calculator.
Where is it?
I don't know, but
I was talking to myself then. Sorry.
that's not alright.
I'm sure we have one. Yeah.
Underbuilds. Tools, PSU calculator.
Yeah, there you go. PSU calculator. So if you're trying to calculate what you're using with PSU, get onto VPC, Tools, PSU calculator. And then what you can do is just enter in all your different, if you want to put your CPU in there. What is this that we're putting in?
39, 3200. What was it?
3200G.
Are we
Is it
sure?
even on there?
Yeah, Ryzen 3 3200G.
Yeah, that is. So yeah, and then just add all your different bits in, and
That you
then
want, and
it
then-
tells you how many watts you need for your PSU essentially.
And then just rule of thumb, go about 100 above what it says.
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
that for? Surges or whatever.
Just for load and stuff. And
Oh yeah, because when things when you first turn on, it's going to draw a little bit more power. So if you're on exactly 430 watts and you've got a 430 watt PSU, it's just always going to crash.
it'll just go.
Yeah.
No work.
Anything else that we need to think about when we're talking PSUs?
Not really. Just check it fits in your case.
Yeah.
Put it the right way up as well.
Yeah, make sure the fan is pointing towards It's usually the bottom, isn't it?
It's usually the
Like
bottom.
the air take,
Yeah.
essentially. Okay, case. So this is the Fractal Design Core 1100 Mini Tower. So this is a small. Is this ATX?
M88.
M-ATX, but everything should fit in there. So ATX is still a full-size build, isn't it? But this is just a small version of that, or the smallest version of that. That's only $30. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's got two USBs on the front.
One's 3.0, one's 2.0.
Yeah. What's it got on top? Anything?
Oh, it's a top-mounted power supply.
Yeah, that's something. Because normally power supplies are at the bottom. Well, not normally, but a lot of the time power supplies are at the bottom.
I'd say normally.
Yeah.
I'd make that statement.
But occasionally you do find that they put them up top, which means on the top of your... Does it have the top of the case here? Like if it's just a solid sheet of metal at the top of the case, you need to have your PSU sort of pumping the heat into the actual case, which I don't particularly like. The Ryzen 3600 coming in today, going to pair it with... Austin's saying he's got the Ryzen 3600 today and he's going to pair it with a 3060 Ti. Yeah, that should work pretty good. So with cases, obviously you need to think about, does everything fit? Does my motherboard fit? When you're building...
Does the motherboard fit?
Yeah, it should do. I hope it does. Yeah, it's a little mini ATX motherboard, isn't it? What they call the little upstand things that you screw your motherboard into?
Standoff screws.
Standoff screws. I prefer it on a case when it comes with standoff screws, but on a budget case you don't always get that and you have to screw the standoffs in yourself, which is just a bit annoying. But it's fine, but it can be a little bit annoying. I like, what's this little vent it's got on the side? What is that for?
That's for a side fan when side fans were a thing.
Wow, that is an old case.
It'll do.
Yeah. So does it have? I'm assuming this at the front is like an intake for air, right? And it's got a side fan. Is that like an? Is that an intake?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it can be whatever you want it to be. If you
Yeah,
want it to
I guess.
exhaust, it just depends on how you want you. But it looks like
Generally, you want to exhaust out the back, but
Probably-
if the PSU is there,
it might be an 80mm fan as well. And 80mm fans are like that weird bracket where they're really hard to get hold of now.
yeah. Well, this doesn't look like it comes with any fans. Oh, it
Oh, it
does.
does at the back.
There at the back. Yeah. Is that the back?
Yeah. Wait.
Where is that? Oh, that's the front. They've just taken the front off.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that confused me for a second
Yeah,
because it
yeah.
looked like the PSU top that slot at the top.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, that's not the same image.
I
But
know,
yeah,
it's weird that. Isn't it?
No, I
That's
don't-
this in case you wanted to put like a CD drive or DVD drive, something like that. I know pre-built suck, but can you check this PC if you can? We can't receive any links. Sorry, Mr. Slime.
Jay likes your name. He's having a giggle.
Are you guys going to add a 3060 option to the PSU calc? Yeah, we will be. We're just playing a little bit of catch up at the moment because so many GPUs and CPUs have been released recently, and we need to test them and everything before we add them to our PSU calculator.
Yeah.
So I think that's quite a nice case. It looks small. Again, it's something like if you want to add, you have to think about, if you're going to have the MSI Gaming X Trio 3080, 3090, 3070, for example, they're like quite long, aren't they? You have to check. So if you want to upgrade to a different GPU, or if you want to add a GPU to this build in the future, you have to be aware of like the size of the case you're putting it in, because otherwise, if you just add a GPU and you buy it and it doesn't fit in your case, you're going to be a bit knackered.
And it's going to get hotter. You're sat in a full metal box there.
Yeah.
So the temperatures are going to be a bit higher. Glass is a bit more giving when it comes to heat. So you got a glass side panel.
Yeah.
You want to get one of them. I mean, I feel like if you're going to put a 3080 in it, you're going to want to see it, aren't you?
Yeah.
So I feel like you won't be putting a 3080 in this case, but
No.
I mean, it'll do for what we're going for. It's cheap, it's easy, it's simple.
All right. So this is the 300 build, which is a 3200G. AROC B450M.
Alloy.
Alloy. 16 gig, 2666 megahertz RAM, and ADATA SU650 Thermaltake. Quite like Thermaltake as a brand as well, you know.
Yeah, I
But
like
anyway,
Thermaltake as well. They're all right.
They make good cases.
I don't know what is it. 80 plus bronze or 80
think this is-
plus
I think there's a. Is it white?
80 plus white. I
No,
don't.
it's black. 80 plus black.
There's white there at the bottom. 80 plus
Oh, yeah.
white. You know what? I've never seen 80 plus white before. I thought
Yeah.
bronze was the minimum.
No, it's white, bronze, gold, and then did they do another one? on top of
Gold,
golds?
platinum,
Yeah, yeah.
platinum.
But yeah, and then the Fractal Design case. Which again, I quite like Fractal. I think they're a good company as well.
Yeah.
Do you have already a graphics card or processor? If you sorry, but no. Oh, okay. So yeah, with this particular build, it's only $300. So instead of going with a separate CPU and graphics card, we've gone with an APU, which is a 3200G, which has onboard. It's what's it called? Radeon Vega 8. Yeah, Radeon Vega 8 graphics. So it's like built-in graphics. It's not as good as having a dedicated graphics card, but just to sort of get you over the line and get you into the PC gaming world, this is probably a decent option for you. Does a Be Quiet Dark Rock 4 cooler have RAM clearance?
Ulfric Storm clone. Some do. I know for a fact that some Be Quiet coolers you need low profile RAM. I mean, if you look at like Corsair Dominator Platinum, they've got the RAM stick and then they've got the heat sink and then they've got that like little, like I don't know what to call it, like that little ridge on the top of it. It makes it really tall. So I know some you need low profile RAM, but just have a look on the Be Quiet website at it or just any page. It'll probably tell you.
Eric's asking, is the Gigabyte A320 any good?
Yeah, I've used the A320 plenty of times.
Is that motherboard?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fine. It's unremarkable, but it does what you need it to on a budget.
Unremarkable. Oh, that's a job.
It's you know, there's nothing to write home about. It's just a budget A320, but like,
Yeah,
it does what it's supposed to.
yeah.
But it's not like all singing, all dancing.
Alright, yeah. Probably a good budget board then, eh?
Yeah.
Cool. Should we move on? What time are we on? We've got about 10 minutes left. If you've got any questions, and we'll quickly go through our $600 builds. So if you go over to WePC, go to PC builds, budget builds, and we're going to skip straight over to the $600 build. Mr. Slime saying you can't check. Okay, I'm sorry.
I think he's on about the link.
Oh yeah, sorry, but we can't receive links.
OCIX Intel Core 2 Duo. I remember them.
What you
remember
is
little
that?
things.
Are you asking us if they're any good or if they're really old?
I'm
or
not
what?
too sure when
Yeah.
he typed the question. But yeah, Core 2 Duos, I remember them. They're very old now. And Intel Pentiums.
So this is a AMD Ryzen 5 2600 processor, and it comes with a Wraith cooler, stock cooler. I quite like the stock coolers, you know.
Yeah, they're alright. I've built with plenty of them. I've never
Yeah.
had. You'll find that it's not a locked processor anyway. It's not
Yeah.
a locked one, so you can't overclock with it. So your Wraith cooler will be perfectly sufficient for cooling.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we use like an AIO and stuff, and my PC's got an AIO, but in terms of like the difference between an AIO and a stock cooler, there's not a massive amount of difference in terms of like the cooling ability.
It's
It's just
depends.
the way that it does it, and the peaks in heat and cooling and stuff like that is
Like if you're gonna slap a 360 rad in there, it's definitely gonna be better than a stock cooler. But
Yeah, yeah.
mine's like water cooled. Like mine's its own loop.
yeah,
The loop I built myself, and that's miles better. But it's also miles more expensive. So
yeah. Well, this is only like it's less than where are we?
it's less than $200. 181.67.
That was weird. Oh, you can get it with an actual power supply, but there's no price on that. Yeah, I mean less than $200 with a stock cooler and a processor. I think that's a pretty decent deal.
Yeah.
For the $600 build.
Clocked at 3.9, 6 cores, 12 logical processors. So yeah,
Did you we haven't got a 6900 yet.
we will tomorrow.
We will tomorrow. We're told probably. but we will test the 3090 against the 6900s. You just have to wait because we've had to wait for weeks. Okay, this has actually got a graphics card. It is basic. It's a RX 580, but it is a dedicated graphics card, and it's less than $240. It's pretty good.
It's not bad. It's kind of.
Have you tested the 580 today with the? Or was it 575?
No,
90?
575.90.
Yeah,
But
on Cyberpunk. Did pretty well. I mean, low settings, you probably have a good time with Cyberpunk.
The 580.
Don't go near Ultra.
The 580 is basically a GTX 1050.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll do you like high at 1080p.
Yeah.
Well, maybe like medium high. It'd be
But
alright.
the reality is most people are gaming at 1080. There's not a lot of people out there that are gaming at 4K.
No.
A lot of people now are 1440, but most people are at 1080, right? So
Can this card run Cyberpunk 4K? I mean,
No.
if you want to donate one and watch it fry, I'll definitely oblige.
I mean, what was it? We tried 4K on the 590, and we were getting like 1 frame a second. It was pretty dire on ultra settings.
I can't remember what card it was, but it was a card I tested today that hit 0 FPS.
Oh my god,
That's when I decided I weren't.
Well, that's with
4K.
like ultra settings and no DLSS and all that stuff.
That's in 4K.
But yeah, have a look on VPC benchmarks, which I will pin the comment. So have a look on VPC benchmarks if you want to see our benchmarking videos on Cyberpunk. There's a link there. Go have a look at the channel. Loads of videos going live today on that, and then more throughout the week. And we'll also have an optimization guide for Cyberpunk as well, so pretty good. So yeah,
Cool math games. Yeah, your Ryzen 3 will run that. Guess I'll look at GPU CPUs, get 1030 performance. Yeah.
yeah. So that's your 580 GTS Black Edition from XFX. This is Alloy again, but now it's 3200 megahertz, which is much better.
It's only like $8 dearer.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not too bad.
With AMD as well, you have to remember. Well, you told me I think AMD are very reliant on RAM, and they like to use RAM a lot. So you need good RAM.
Do. RAM speed, is really heavily dependent.
Oh, that's actually reduced as well. That's good. So you probably save a little bit of extra money on that.
I have a question. Is the 970 better than the 1650? No, don't think so.
1650 ray tracing. Was it first gen ray tracing, or was it the 220 series first gen ray tracing?
When did the 1650?
No, I think it was GTX 1650, wasn't it?
Is it the TI that does ray tracing? I can't remember that
Yeah.
far, but I'm unsure. One of them does.
One of
I
them
know
does.
one of them does. Or is it 1660?
It might be 1660 Ti or something like that. I'm pretty sure the
Now you're asking a
1650 doesn't have
question.
ray tracing. Okay, so solid state drive. So this is again got a SATA internal SSD, which is less than $50, and it's half a terabyte, 512 gigabytes. I'd say that, again, I do myself prefer an M.2 drive. They are faster, but this, you'll be able to save a lot of games on there, and like photos and videos and stuff like that as well. It's absolutely solid for the $600 build. I think it's really good, that. This is exactly the same PSU as what we saw with the 300 build, except this is 500 watts.
But it's 20 watts, no, 70 watts more.
Yeah.
But 970 is still comfortable to play. 980 Ti is the one. That's still a good card. 970 hasn't aged well. Don't you need much more gigahertz in the processor? Maybe you have more cores. Well, you've got 3.9 is the 520. I forgot 52600.
What?
Processor. Ryzen 5.
2600.
Yeah, 3.9 gigs over 12 logical processors because it's hyper-threaded. That's fine.
Yeah. Where are we? Yeah, so this is exactly the same as what we talked about before with the 300, except it's 500 watts, so still a very good PSU. And that is the same motherboard as well.
Yeah, well.
So same motherboard that you're going to have with your 300 build is the same as your 600 build. So if you were going to start with a 300 build and then you decided to upgrade later on
You want a new motherboard?
Yeah, to something like your 580 there. You don't need to change your motherboard, so that's a win.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. Is there a way to buy GPU's backplate because my RX OC is ugly?
Yep, you can buy custom black plates on the internet.
The
I don't
internet.
know.
You can buy anything with the internet.
Oh yeah, but I don't know about 580, so.
Yeah. I have 4 cores, 3 GHz, and GTX 650. Okay.
1666. Is that DDR3? That's got to be DDR3.
Yeah. That is a nice looking case.
Zalman S2.
I've never heard of a Zalman S2.
Nope, me neither. But it looks better than the other one.
Yeah, doesn't it?
And there's a
You
lot
get
more.
a fan with it, an exhaust fan at the back.
It looks a lot more thermally efficient as
Yeah,
well.
doesn't it?
And it's off the ground as well, which you want. Stop it sucking up as much dust.
It's got in the top. It's got
Top vents, yeah.
top vent there. Oh, look at that's built. Look at all the little shiny bits they've added to the photograph to make it look better. It's just marketing that. Don't listen to it. Does it come with fans?
I think it comes with one. Design airflow, one rear 120mm fan
Then
pre-installed.
Why do they do this on
Because they
Amazon?
want you to buy it.
Yeah,
That's why.
that's what you're getting essentially. That with just a fan in the back. It's a Zalman fan. I mean, I've never heard of the brand, but for $40, you're on a winner.
i5-10400F overclocked at 4 GHz, not bad. And a 1660 Super. Yeah, solid pair for like 1440p mid.
Look at how they've edited this photograph. It literally looks like it's floating.
Ooh.
There's like a gap between the feet and the shadow.
So you could buy that when it doesn't float. You can ring them and tell them it's false advertising.
It's faulty. It doesn't float, mate.
Yeah.
Look at how many slots it's got there.
7 PCI expansion slots, so you need expandability for graphics card, SLI if you want, but not in this budget. Sound cards, video capture cards, sorry. Yeah, perfect.
And I'm assuming you could screw in, I can't really see, but in the top vent you could add another fan in there if you wanted to.
Yeah, don't know about radiator support.
Front.
A lot of
What,
budget
on the top?
cases don't have radiator support.
Might have it at the front though.
Maybe.
Yeah, it might have radiator support at the front, but don't know. It looks like... What?
Yeah, the delivery's just because we're in the UK and we're looking at the US site. It won't be the same for you if you're in the US.
Yeah, that's delivery from the US to the UK. Ignore that. It'll be based on wherever you're from. It says there to the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
What's everyone saying, man? There's loads of comments I've missed. Ketchup and mustard cables.
Yeah, no, I don't like them.
Is there a way to buy GPU? Yeah. Can it stream good with this combination in 720? I mean, you could probably stream with this $600 one.
I wouldn't say it'd be a great experience.
You probably couldn't game and stream at the same time, but if you wanted to stream like this, you could.
If you wanted to like use that as a encoding PC and stream from that plugged into another one that's gaming, then yeah, that'd be better.
Yeah. You need better Wi-Fi. All the delivery Zaman. A few weeks ago, 3200G was going for like almost $200 on Newegg. Yep. Did you guys do the GT 710? We haven't got one. We haven't got a 710, have we? No, sorry.
No,
W key.
I didn't have one.
We haven't got one. Gigabyte B450M micro ATX motherboard. Any good? Yeah. That's the one we're talking about here, isn't it?
No, that's
that's
rock.
Yeah.
B450M, same chipset, so yeah, it'd basically be the same motherboard. DS3H is the same as it's pretty much the 78 LMT from last gen, I think. So
yeah. I have a GTX 1060 4690K. What CPU do you guys recommend that'll last for some time under €200? Intel. Under €200, probably like an i5 maybe?
Maybe a i7 7700K maybe. Try an i7 7700K.
There we go. No, it's not under 200. There maybe. It's i5.
Where was the? Oh, there's 9700Ks on sale for 269.
Yeah, get that.
Yeah, I get that. But it is LG 1151. I don't know about
What about a 9600K? I mean, that's under 200 on sale, but it's only 263 when not on sale. Do that.
Yeah.
Go i5 9600K.
I kept watching the video. I was testing the FPGA's new processors like 30% and 360p, but deeper there's more heat in the graphics card. What?
In watching the video from the test in the Opera GX, the heat of the processor is like 30% and 36. I don't know what you're talking about there. I'm looking to build a PC under $400 with some used parts. If you go over to wepc.com, this little tab here, PC builds, go to budget builds, and then $400 there. And then this is our parts list for a $400 build that is fairly solid. It's got a pretty cool master case on that as well, actually. But that'll be our recommendation for $400 build.
Will an Asus ROG Crosshair 8 run a hero run? It's 576. Yes. Yes, it definitely will. It's a very high-end motherboard.
Yeah.
I'm worried about it running 300 speeds, 3600. No, you shouldn't be.
It
will definitely
run.
100%. As long as you've got the AMD equivalent of XMP enabled in the BIOS, then yeah, it'll run at the speeds.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called in AMD.
So it should run good games at a good speed. What's that in reference? Is a gaming PC with 2TB hard drive and 24-inch monitor good for gaming? I've spent $800. I mean, we need to know more information than just the 2TB hard drive and 24-inch monitor, to be honest. What CPUs it got, what GPUs it got. I mean, the hard drive is important because your load speeds and everything from your hard drive are important, but really we need to know your CPU and your GPU before we can tell you if it's going to be any good.
I've used a Dark Flash DLM21 micro ATX.
Has someone got,
no.
Andrew, have you got keys? Someone got keys? Perfect.
So I wait for the 3200 to go back to MSRP, you go with the i3.
i3, I wouldn't recommend an i3 for gaming.
No, but that's
i5 and above for me.
That's a Ryzen 3 310 we're on about as well.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, it's pretty much...
You got to remember, I mean, you probably know already, but AMD and Intel, you can't use the same motherboard for those. So whatever your motherboard is, so if you already have a motherboard and say it's an Intel motherboard, if you don't want to replace your motherboard, then stay with your Intel. But if you don't mind replacing your motherboard, then you can go to AMD.
Should I get faster RAM because I only have 8GB of... If it's AMD, speed over capacity, Intel capacity over speed.
Yeah.
Well, speed is important in both cases, but yeah, AMD go as fast as your budget will let you.
Anime Gate is saying, I think I've got an Intel i5. So you were asking if it's going to run good games at a good speed. i5, I mean, and what GPU have you got?
Can you show me a gaming PC that will run 240 FPS under $700? Well, it depends what you want to run at 240 FPS. Because if you want to run Cyberpunk, you need to close your eyes and go to sleep, because that's the only place you're going to see a PC for that price. In your dreams. Right? Can you buy me only one video? What?
Oh, that was funny.
Thank you for the validation.
Yeah, you're not. I mean, yeah, depends on what you want to play. Like,
yeah.
You could probably play like Halo, Master Chief Collection. Download it off of Xbox Game Pass on PC. You can probably play that on a PC that costs under 700.
Yeah,
at 240 FPS.
CS:GO.
But it's an 8-year-old game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to play a game that came out this week on a under $700 build for 240
Even
FPS.
CS:GO will run on nothing. CS:GO will run on a potato at this point. So yeah, you can run that.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk on GT 420, yeah, that won't work. It'll just set on fire. I'm building a new PC. Should I get an i5 10400 or Ryzen 5 3600? I can't find a straight answer anywhere. I'd go for the Ryzen 5 3600.
Yeah.
Try and get the X if you can.
36, you can overclock that then, right?
Yeah, you can overclock the X.
I prefer, myself, I like AMD CPUs and I like NVIDIA GPUs.
Yeah.
The AMD GPUs are still good, but I think that NVIDIA are just a little bit further ahead than AMD are. But in terms of CPUs, I think that AMD have pretty much caught up to Intel now, so it's fine.
How about Fortnite? Run Fortnite. How about Fortnite? No, we don't.
You can run Fortnite on a phone. To be
Yeah,
fair.
you pretty much can.
I think you'd
to
probably be
fair.
alright.
Minecraft gaming PC, go. It depends what you want. Do you want to ray trace it? Or, you know, there's so much now. I mean, you want shaders, you want mods, you want... I don't know what Fortnite is, but I'm inspiring. Well, good. Yeah, good.
I'm
you
glad
wanna,
you're inspired.
You want to stay like that. You don't want to know what Fortnite is.
I've never played Fortnite. I've seen people play it, obviously, but I've never played it myself.
Check Mitch was still here before I started. Down
I'm
talking
not-
Fortnite.
Yeah, I've just never played it myself.
Play Fortnite, GTA 5, Minecraft, and Apex. That's a good mix there. What's better for long term and gaming? Intel 10900K, Ryzen 3900X.
10900K is
yeah.
a good CPU.
Well, I
to
mean,
be fair.
I've had a
Lost you.
2700X for ages, and that I've never been CPU bound on literally anything I've done. So I love Ryzen. I think they're better than Intel. Just
Bold.
as general, just think they're better. So I'd
Yeah.
always say Ryzen. But in terms, just go Ryzen.
Fortnite has become such a demanding game on graphics.
Yeah, didn't they include ray tracing in it?
Have
recently?
they? Oh, everyone's on ray tracing now.
Mitch, there's Fortnite of ray tracing now. Yeah,
Yeah.
thought so.
Minecraft. The fact they put ray tracing in Minecraft blows my mind a
It
little
looks
bit.
pretty
like.
good. I mean, I've been using shader packs on it. You know, like when you
Yeah.
get the shaders, it makes everything look real.
Yeah.
Using them for ages, it's not a lot different to me. No, it
But
is
like for
different,
me, the
but
part of the point of Minecraft though is it looks like an 8-bit world. Like it's meant to be all blocky and square. It's not meant to look real.
yeah, but then like when you make everything really realistic, it just looks a bit like an acid trip. So
So if that's what you want, get ray tracing in Minecraft.
yeah, it's probably cheaper.
Will the $400 budget gaming PC be better than console or close? This is the thing with console, right? You have to understand that when, let's say you bought the PS4, like, what was it, 5 years ago when it first came out? Like, Sony always sell their consoles for less than they're actually worth. So the PS5 right now is probably equivalent to a, I don't know, it's like $500 for a PS5. I think it's probably equivalent to a $1,000 or $1,500 PC build. But the problem is that you're stuck with that. Whereas with a PC build, you can change it, you can change the settings, you can get a better experience. Like, you know, if you're playing Call of Duty on PS5, you're pretty much locked, isn't it, to like 60 or 120 FPS?
Yeah.
But with the PC, you can change your settings so you can get 240 FPS or whatever it is. You have a lot more usability with the PC. PC is just a better experience for gaming, but I do understand why people, and I've got a console, I can't deny that, you know, I understand why people are attracted to them because they're just easy to work with. But you can't upgrade a console, you can't save up for a year and put a brand new graphics card in a console.
I have something to tell. Tell it, K. Kelly. But yeah, they're generally like games that come out for consoles are optimized for that specific hardware, and that's why you get so good FPS out of it, or seem to get so good. With a PC, the hardware is so varied that they can only really generalize the, you know, streamlining of it. So consoles are targeted hardware specifically. It's not going to change.
Yeah.
Whereas PCs, it's a lot different.
Yeah.
On the internet, there's no forums of 3900 XT overclocking. I tried 4.5 gigahertz at 1.4. It worked, but now I'm worried about the voltage. Is it too high? I'd probably dial it back to 1.35. Just try 1.35. If it's stable, leave it at 1.35. But generally, try not to go any more than 1.35. To be fair, I've not tried 3900 XT. That might be fine for the 3900 XT. Not too sure. I'd have to look it up. But usually, rule of thumb, I don't go past 1.35. If it's stable, use it. If not, go back to 1.4 or just put it back to base.
Okay, Kelly, you've got something to tell us. Either just say it, man. I'm going to ban you because you're annoying me now. Is there a big difference between the 3200 or the 3600 RAM for gaming?
Not huge, but in other tasks like encoding, unzipping, stuff like that, there is a big difference. If it can use it, it will use it, and speed is everything usually. So there'll be a slight difference, maybe like 1 or 2, 3 or 4 FPS, but yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
OCIX. Oh, you were going to buy a 3200G and they've gone out of stock.
Oh, man.
Sorry, man. We don't control Amazon.
Which would be loaded.
Try a 3400G.
Yeah, go
They're
for
probably
it.
only a little bit more expensive, and they're probably, well, they are
They're
better. Yeah.
They're about 20-something% better, I think. Just in general. I think one uses Vega 8, one uses Vega 12. I think. Don't quote me, but
I was going to bring it up there.
gaming PCs don't last long. They easily die. I would rather get one that is built. Well, not if you build it right. I mean, if you get all your... See you tomorrow, Mitch. If you get all your parts, like... we should protest against Nvidia. Yeah, they've done some dirty practices against Hardware Unboxed recently. I'm not impressed. But that's my opinion, not the company's opinion. But there we go. My opinions are mine alone, not Wii PCs.
3400. No, everything's out of stock, man.
Yeah, it's gone.
So freaking annoying.
Oh, Vega 11, not Vega 12. My bad. I'm thinking about getting a 3080 with my Ryzen 3900X. What PSU do I need?
If you go over to WePC, WePC.com, go hover over the PC builds tab. If you go down to tools and hit PSU calculator, or if you just go WePC.com/PSU-calculator, then you can put all of your different parts and stuff in there, and it'll tell you exactly kind of what you need there.
But probably about 750 watts.
Yeah. Probably
gaming
about 750 watts.
PCs easily die built. Well, I mean, mine's been going for 6 years with a couple of upgrades every now and again. If you build them properly, get all your parts new, it'll be okay.
You know what, R. Kelly, you're annoying. Bye. Some people just come on live streams just to argue, man.
Yeah,
like,
pretty much.
Gaming PC doesn't easily die. Shut up. You don't know what
What
I'm
is
talking
better,
about.
3400G or Ryzen 5 2400G? Probably is it Ryzen 3? No, Ryzen, yeah, a bit of Ryzen.
3400G would be better than 2400G.
Yeah.
It's the next generation up, innit? Are you the owner of WePC? No, I'm not.
Again,
but
I wish.
he agrees with everything I do, so it's fine.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. Sometimes we argue.
3060 Ti plus 3900 XT plus 850 watt gold. Good. Yeah, the 850 watt's more than enough. 3060 Ti is alright. 3900 XT.
Yeah, we tested the 3060 Ti, didn't we? Was it last week or the week before? We did like a live stream on it, and I think we both came to the conclusion that it's like a 1080 GPU, really, isn't it? You're not probably playing 4K games with that, but the vast majority of people are playing 1080 anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, it is a 1080, not a 1080 graphics card, like a 1080p. Card.
So if you're playing on a 1080p monitor, then the 3060 Ti is really good.
It'd be fine for you. Yeah.
But if you want to play like in 4K, it's probably not a good buy for you. You need something like a 3080. Where are we up to? Okay, so I guess in conclusion then, that was our $300 and $600 build. We'll be back tomorrow. We might come on a little bit earlier tomorrow because this has overrun quite a bit.
Yeah.
But tomorrow we will be talking about mid-range builds. So if you want to go have a look on WePC.com, hover over PC builds, hover over mid-range, and we'll be talking about the $700 and the $1,000 builds tomorrow. So unless anyone has any more questions, we will bid you farewell, and we'll see you tomorrow. And also, please do not forget to go over to WePC Benchmarks, our new channel. Here is the link to WePC Benchmarks, where you can see all of our new benchmarking content, where we'll be benchmarking everything. We've done how many cards on? I don't know if all of them have been uploaded yet, but I'm sure we've got about 16 or 17 different videos for Cyberpunk, different cards for Cyberpunk.
17. I did 8 today.
8.
Yeah, so...
Not all of them have been uploaded yet, but over the next week we'll be uploading all of our Cyberpunk benchmarking videos and all those different GPUs, and we'll have an optimization guides this week as well. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe to WePC Benchmarks, and we will see you all. One last question. I had 300 RAM.
Died in 1 week. That might be a power supply issue.
Might be a power supply issue, yeah.
When they surge, they sometimes kill RAM.
Yeah. Cool. So thank you all for coming. Really appreciate your time, and we will see you tomorrow.
See you in a bit.